Okay, I am going to go ahead and get started since it's 11 o'clock. So first of all, my name is Shelly Hanson. This is College Algebra. We'll meet Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 to 11:50, either virtually or on campus. If you have not picked an on-campus day, that's fine. Just shoot me an email on what day you prefer. I will say this class only as of, well, I need to probably check it again. It probably only has about 15 students. So if you wanted to come more than one day, just let me know. Or if you do want to just attend virtually, that is fine also. You don't have to come onto the campus for this class. Okay, if you want to just Zoom Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that is completely fine. Okay, also, you'll notice that I'm recording this. After every lecture, I convert the Zoom recording into a YouTube video, and then I'll show you where I will put those. Every single day after class, once it's converted, I will put it in a folder in Blackboard, and we'll get to all that in a minute. So every single one of my lectures will be recorded, okay? Now, for the most part, every day, what I will do is just lecture using this whiteboard, just, doing problems and explaining the lesson. So you're either at home watching or in here watching. You can ask questions on Zoom using the chat feature, or just unmute yourself and ask a question, anything like that. So what we're going to go over today mainly is just how this class works, okay? So like I said, you chose either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday as your attendance day. Because of social distancing, we can only have so many people physically in the classroom at a time, okay? So that's why you pick one day to come to campus, and the other 2 days you Zoom live from home, okay? If you would prefer to come all days, just let me know, okay? We do have a little bit of leeway for this class since it's not 100% full class, okay? Or if you choose to go the other route and just attend virtually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can let me know that too, okay? Now, what I'm going to do now is share my screen so you'll be able to see what I am doing and how everything works. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is just share the syllabus, and we'll go through it. Okay, so going through the different pages of the syllabus. First, my name is Shelly Hanson. My office is on this syllabus as IT 409. However, that's in another, but all my classes are over here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So my office hours are just going to be in this classroom. Okay, so I'm actually in this classroom after this class for office hours. If you would like to do that through Zoom or face-to-face, either way, just let me know that's what you need to do. Okay. My email address is on here, this sohanson@uaptc.edu. That is by far the easiest way to get in touch with me, okay? That will get you responses quick. Do y'all see my syllabus? Okay, just making sure. That is by far the easiest way you're going to get the fastest response, because I can check that over the weekend, at night, and things like that. So if you go down here to on-campus courses, okay? So due to COVID, we are trying to accommodate social distancing, which is the reason why you picked Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. However, that does not mean this class only meets once a week, right? It still meets 3 days a week at 11, okay? You just physically come to campus only one of those days and then Zoom live the other 2. Okay. All right, I'm just going to hit the high points of this. Okay, this down here at the bottom left, the Follett Access Program, what that means is when you signed up and you paid your tuition for this class, your book was included. Okay, there is not a separate book that you have to go buy. The only thing outside of paying for this class, the tuition that you will need is the TI-83 or 84 calculator. Okay, if you do not already have one of those, I highly recommend looking at Facebook Marketplace or pawn shops. Okay, they're insanely expensive to buy new, but we will use them a lot and they will make your life a lot easier. Okay, so again, if you don't have the calculator yet, search around to try and avoid buying new if at all possible. They are for sale in the bookstore though, if you have financial aid money left over to be able to use in the bookstore. They are new down there. All right, the student assistance information. There is online free tutoring at that link. Okay, another reason I choose to have my classes in this building is because the math tutoring lab is right across the hall. So if you leave here and you say, I want tutoring right now while it's fresh on my brain, you can just go right across the hall. They're over there all day, every day, except I think they live early on Fridays. But for the most part, they are there during normal school hours, okay? And it's just right across the hall. I like having classes in this building because everything's here. Advising's here, student affairs is here, financial aid is here. So when you ask me questions that I don't know the answer to, I can say, go there, go to the second floor, go to the business office, things like that. And you're already here, you're already in the building. So I like having classes. I move all my classes to this building. Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of pages. All right, again, the COVID-19 safety measures. If ever you have any symptoms, there is absolutely not a reason in the world to come to campus, right? You can Zoom live from home. I'm going to convert my lecture to a YouTube video and put it in Blackboard anyway. There is not a reason to come to campus and expose anybody else, okay? I am not docking attendance points for anybody that says I had chest congestion or a sore throat or a fever, any of the, typical COVID-19 symptoms. Also, I do know, I have a colleague right now, her husband has COVID, so she's doing the first 2 weeks with her students virtually. So she has 3 school-age children, 4th grade and below. So she is homeschooling 3 kids and trying to teach virtually her classes online. That's not going to work. So here's what's happening. She is having to tell her so that she can live stream her own classes. She's had to contact her kids' teachers and said, we're going to get it done. I just can't monitor my 3 kids virtually while I'm trying to teach my college courses. That being said, here's why I'm saying this, is because if at any time your kids go virtual or you have a COVID exposure or anything like that, I am not going to question that because I cannot imagine trying to teach 3 children online school and also be able to think about you also being able to do your school live with me. Right? So this last semester and this semester is all about extending grace to each other, right? We are extending grace. We are saying, I hear you. It's crazy. If you can't Zoom in live because you have 2 kids at home but doing virtual school and they're having to Zoom live with their teachers at their school at the same time you're trying to do this, I just know it's crazy. It's hectic. It happens. So we're just all good. That's why I'm offering this course in so many different ways. Live on Zoom, recording it, putting it into YouTube, putting it in Blackboard folders, all that. So that way, if for some reason your life is crazy that week, just come to the Blackboard folder later and access that YouTube video to help you. Okay? So again, we're all about extending each other grace, and we're going to, hopefully this will be our last semester to deal with all this and get back to regular world. Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of other pages. Again, that attendance policy, we're just going to be very, you know, it is what it is. The main thing is that you can get the information that I am giving and use it to do your work, right? That's the whole point of this class. Over here on the right side in that red where it says course agreement. All right, to show your intent to complete the course, students are required to make 100% on this assignment in my lab before census date, which is not until Tuesday, February 2nd. Well, here's the deal. You have assignments due this Sunday of what we're going to cover this week in class, okay? Mainly Friday. But this course agreement has to be done before you can do your other work, which means I set the due date for it this Sunday at midnight, because I don't want you to wait until February 2nd to start doing any work in this. I don't want to have a misconception that you don't have to start doing work until you do that course agreement and it's not due till February 2nd. That's not the case. There's assignments due this Sunday. Okay, so, and we'll get to that course agreement and all that here in just a second. I just want to get through this syllabus, and then we'll show you how to access everything and how everything works. Now, the reason that there is this course agreement is because sometimes people will sign up for classes and then they'll get their job of their dreams, or they decide to go to a different school or whatever, and they'll just forget to drop their courses here. Well, what that does is if they haven't shown up or done this course agreement in the first 2 weeks, then Pulaski Tech assumes something like that has happened, and then they just unenroll you from school. And it looks like you never enrolled in the first place. That means you don't have a bill, you don't have, you know, it just looks like you were never enrolled. Okay, so that's why that course agreement is even a thing. All right, next page down here. The math department chair is Denise Hammett. There's her email address. Her phone number is also on the first page of this syllabus. If at any time during the semester you feel like I am not holding up my end of the bargain, or I'm not being fair to you about something, or you have anything that you feel like you need to go a level above me, totally fine. I respect that. Now I have been, this is my 21st year teaching at Pulaski Tech, and I have not ever had one person that felt like they need to go and go above me for any reason. I'm fair. I'm not going to, you know, I've not ever not been able to work something out with a student, okay, in 21 years. So I don't anticipating it ever happening, but if it does, then I'm okay with that. You know, everybody has, you know, things that they feel like they need to do, and I'm totally fine with that. But that is where you would go, okay? If you know, I've heard of other classes or whatever, somebody doesn't agree with something in class and they want to go straight to the chancellor, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to go straight to the top. Well, she's just going to ask you if you've done your chain of command. Did you go to the department chair? No. Did you go to the dean? No. Well, you need to go back. Okay. So that's just the next in chain of command. All right. Over here on the right, it's a kind of a funny little way to do A, B, C, D, F. I don't know why I did like that. But it's just a standard grading scale in here, just like your other classes. In the box below the grading scale is the different weights of the categories in this course. Okay, your final exam is 20% of your overall grade. Your Your tests, which you have 4 of, is 40%, which means each test is 10% of your grade. Your homework and quizzes are each 15%. Your participation and attendance is 10%. Now, I just made that huge spiel about, you know, if you were only able to do the YouTube videos that week and all that, as long as you are completing your work on time, you cannot be docked for attendance points. Okay, so what I'm saying is if you chose to watch the YouTube videos that week and I just didn't see you on Zoom, but you did your work, I'm assuming I can track views. I can't see who did it, but I can track views on my YouTube videos. And I normally see them jump up on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays because the assignments are due on Sundays. So I see that people are watching them, okay? As long as if you are getting your work done to a satisfactory degree, then I'm not going to dock for attendance. Now, I am going to take attendance every day in class and on Zoom. So if you get your midterm grade and you say, oh my gosh, I have an F, I don't understand why. Well, I can say, well, you haven't, you know, you do have the option to come to class or log in Zoom Live and ask questions and this, that, and the other, but you haven't done that in a month. Are you sure? Are you watching the YouTube videos? You know, then we'll question it. Okay. But if you are, all your work's done on time, completed, satisfactory, then I'm not going to dock attendance points. Okay. So again, next page on the top, the attendance participation, that's what that's going, that 10%. Again, as long as you are completing your work on time, you'll get the participation points for the week. Okay. All right. Your homework is going to be assigned for each section that we cover. All of your homework will be done in Math Lab, and I'll show you how to access that in just a second. When you're doing the homework, you'll have different features in Math Lab to help you work through problems if you need it. Like there's a help me solve this or view an example, things like that. Also, the homework, you have an unlimited amount of times to work it. For each problem, if you get it wrong, first of all, it gives you 3 chances to get each problem right. If you get it wrong, you can actually, even after that, click on a little button that's called similar question, which means it'll give you a similar question. And if you get that one right, it still gives you credit. You can do it a jillion times. Okay, there's no limit on the amount of times you can do your homework. Okay. And then the 2 lowest homework grades will be dropped at the end of the semester. The quizzes, which is the next part, will be assigned before each test. So once you get into Math Lab, you'll see there'll be several homeworks, then there'll be a quiz, and then there'll be a test. The quiz is a test review. It goes over exactly what's going to be on your test. You have an unlimited amount of times to take this quiz. Now, it does differ from the homework in that it doesn't tell you after each question whether or not you got it right or wrong. It makes you work the whole assignment and submit it, and then it'll tell you which ones you got wrong. But say you took it once and you got a 65 and you're not happy with that score, you took it again and you got a 90. Well, what that does is that 90 will bump the 65 out of the grade book and replace it with the 90. So you can do that quiz until you are completely comfortable with the material, because if you make a 90 on the quiz, chances are you're going to do really good on the test, because you'll see how similar they are once you do one. Okay. the quiz, the lowest one quiz grade will be dropped at the end of the semester. So lowest 2 homeworks, lowest 1 quiz. The test, there's 4 tests. Your test will be just like those quizzes, but you can only access them one time. That's why you want to do the quiz several times, because the test is going to mirror the quiz. And if you've done the quiz several times, first of all, it helps relieve your math test anxiety, because you're like, I'm pretty confident now that I've taken this quiz several times and consistently come up. I'm pretty confident now. I'm ready to take the test. Okay, so the quiz, I can't stress that enough. If you've done that quiz several times, you're going to do well on the test. There are no tests dropped. Okay. At the end of the semester, when you take your final exam, if it is higher than your lowest test score, I will replace that lowest test score with the grade that you get on your final exam. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, very, very rarely, like maybe once a semester, is the final exam your lowest test score. It's always higher than one of the other ones. Okay? Because there's 4 tests. Like if you do, you're not good at graphing or something, you may be bad on that test, but do fine on all the other ones. But then your final you did good on. Well, that'll just go replace that low score. Okay? If you do miss a due date, every single one of your due dates for the entire semester is Sunday at midnight. It's not going to change. You're not going to have jumping around due dates on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. If we covered it during the week, it's due that Sunday at midnight every week. Okay, that's the good thing about this class. You don't ever have to worry about, oh my gosh, is there something due today? Well, if it's not Sunday, it's not due. Okay, if you do miss a due date, because let's be real, at some point it's gonna happen, right? You're gonna be busy on a Sunday and something's gonna happen. Send me an email, say, oh, can you give me till Monday? I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm not going to say no, because I want you to do the work, right? I want you to complete the assignment. I don't want, just because you didn't get it done by Sunday at midnight, I don't want you to be like, oh, well, I can't do it. Okay, I want you to do the work because I need you to learn the material. But I don't know that until you send me an email. So just shoot me an email and say, I need till Monday, or I need till Tuesday. My kids are virtual. They're driving me crazy. I need till Tuesday, right? So just let me know. Okay, over here on the right in the blue is the tentative course schedule. I can already tell you on week 1, the chances of us getting all the way through 2.2, since we're not even going to be able to get started with 2.1 today, is going to be slim. I mean, who knows? We may be able to knock it out. I don't know. 2.1 doesn't have a lot of work in it. If for some reason something gets bumped to the next week and we don't finish all of 2.2 by the Friday of that week, then it's not due that Sunday. It'll just be bumped to the next week. Okay, we've got a lot of room to do that this semester. Okay, there will be some weeks that are heavier than others. The first couple of weeks are pretty heavy because everybody's motivated, right? Everybody's motivated, ready to go. So I usually put those weeks heavy and then kind of not as heavy throughout the semester, because we all know that week 10 is spring break. And most of the time in my 21 years, I see after spring break just a little bit less motivation, right? It just is what it is. So I'm going to push at the beginning. But again, this is totally tentative. Things need to be moved around. We'll just move them around. Okay, so after going through the syllabus, you must log into Math Lab. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute and complete the course agreement quiz. Okay, it's not a math test. It's not a math quiz. It's just a quiz that says, I agree to the things of this class. Okay. Are there any questions on the syllabus so far? The people at home, if you want to use the chat function, feel free to use the chat function to ask any questions or unmute yourself, either way. I'm going to share my screen again and show you where to go to do your work. Yeah, go ahead.
On the days of the test, will the test open up that day?
The test will open up. Okay, I'm glad you're asking that. So the assignments for the week will open up, all the assignments will open up at the beginning of the week. I'm going to open up 2 weeks of assignments at a time. So when we get into Math Lab right now, you're going to see what's due this week and next week. So and then let me show you. All right, I'm going to share my screen. So yeah, you won't just have one day to do your test. You're going to have that full week. Okay. So I'm at the UA-PTC portal now, right? Do y'all see that? Y'all with me on that? Okay. So I'm just going to log in. Username, password, log in. Okay, over here on the left, by your email and all that, you'll see your Blackboard. When you click on Blackboard, you should see every single class you're taking. You should have a Blackboard shell. All your instructors, I would assume, are using this. Let's see, you are College Algebra section 22. So I'm going to click on that. When you click on that, everything you're going to need is right there, including your book, your homework, your quizzes, your tests, your announcements, everything. Okay, now I'm just going to show you around here a little bit. The first thing I'll show you is right under course materials, you'll see announcements. There's the announcement that I've made so far, which is just that welcome. And you will realize that I also sent that to you in an email, right? That every time I create an announcement in Blackboard, there's a little box I check that sends the announcement to you as an email also. So you'll get it in both spots. So you don't ever have to worry about me making an announcement without you knowing, because it comes to you in an email also. Okay. So there's your announcements. Now, right under announcements, you will see course content. When you click on that, these college algebra videos are just previous videos that I've made for each section. They may not go along exactly with what we're doing because I've changed homework assignments a little bit and things like that. But if you click on this week 1 folder, when you open up week 1, there are 2 handouts in there. That 2.1 handout, what I'm going to do on Friday, I've actually already printed it off. I print it off, and then I work those problems on the board. This printout that I printed off is that exact printout. So if everybody prints it out, everybody has the same handout. So what a lot of people will do is print off this handout. When I'm working problems, they'll just take their notes along here. Okay, if they're taking their notes on this handout, then when they go back in later to do their homework, they will have notes that go along with every single problem in their homework. This homework handout matches your homework in math lab problem for problem. The numbers are just going to be different in your homework assignment, but the steps will be the same. Okay, so that is where your handouts that I'm going to lecture on are located. Course content, then whatever week it is, this is week 1, so I went in the week 1 folder. Those are the 2 sections that we are supposed to cover. Now, I am Zooming live right now. Once this Zoom is over, I will convert it into a YouTube video, because I've not ever had one student who could not access a YouTube video. Right? Everybody can access, all you have to do is click on it, and then it's just going to pop up. Okay? Once I make that convert into the YouTube video, I will put that YouTube video right here. You see where my mouse is moving around? Once I make the video, that's where it's going to be. Right below that 2.2 handout, you'll start seeing YouTube videos. So this one will say like college algebra, section 22, spring 2021, first day of class. Say something like that. So that way, if later on you say, oh, I can't remember where I'm supposed to go to do whatever. I know she talked about it in class. You can just go to that video and access it. Okay. Same thing for when I cover 2.1 on Friday. After we get out of class Friday, I literally sit right here, convert the Zoom lecture to a YouTube video, and put it in that weekly folder. So that all is in course content area. That's the course content. So next week on Monday, you'll see another folder under here that'll say week 2, Monday, January 25th to whatever that next Sunday is. And then all the information that you need for week 2 will be in that folder. The handouts and the YouTube videos. Every weekly folder, that's what it's going to have. It's going to have the handouts for the lectures, and then the YouTube videos that go with those handouts. Now, right under course content, you will see College Algebra Zoom link. That Zoom link that I sent you today, that's it right there. So I'm not going to send you the Zoom link. It's the same link every time. Doesn't change. Okay. So that way, if you deleted that email or whatever, and you don't have the Zoom link, it's right there always. You just click on College Algebra Zoom link in Blackboard, and it pops up, and you're live Zoom with me right there. Okay. All right. Let's scroll down. Now you should see something that says My Math Lab Student Links. That's where your work is. All of it. 100% of it. Open it. If you look in here, there's all different kinds of things. All that you really need to go to ever is this My Lab Math, all assignments. When you click on that, there's all your assignments. So you'll notice over here on the left, those are the due dates. So you'll notice I've opened up everything for the next 2 weeks. The very first thing you're going to do is this course agreement. Once you click on it, got 6 questions, and it's questions like this. It's not hard math questions. It's just, I've read the course syllabus, I understand the rules, blah, blah, blah. I agree. Every single one of them are questions like that. Okay, so you'll take that, and then once you take that, and submit it, it'll give you a grade. So over here, you'll be able to see C gradebook score. I got a 0 because I didn't answer anything. Okay, but you'll need to get 100 on that. Okay, again, it's not math questions that you're going to have to study for or anything like that. It's just that you read and understand the syllabus. After you do that, then you'll be able to go to this 2.1. Now, the handout on 2.1 has, the first problem says graph the equation by plotting points. I'm not really about to start lecturing. I'm just going to try to show you how similar the handout will be. So mine says graph this by plotting points. Y equals 3/2 x plus 1. Okay, I will show you how to do that using the calculator. I will go through this entire handout, work all the problems. I think there's just 6 of them in this first one. Now, going back to now I'm going to open up. So I've watched the video or watched live me go through that 2.1 handout. So then I come to 2.1 homework, which is right here. Question 1. Oh, there's 8. Question 1 in your actual homework. Now, when you open yours is even going to be different than this. But look at it. It says y equals 3/2 x minus 2. So you will follow the same steps as we did in class. You'll just use your numbers, right? Okay. Also, I will go through a graphing situation on Friday to help you figure out how to graph in Math Lab. Okay. It's going to ask you to plot points and things like that. So again, you'll just do the work. Once you've done the work, you'll come down here to check answer. It'll tell you whether you got it right or wrong. If you get it wrong, it's going to give you another chance to try it again. It's not timed. Once you get it right, it'll give you credit for it, and you'll move on to the next question. Okay, I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. Does anybody have any questions on I'm going to go back to Blackboard and make sure I haven't overlooked anything. All right, your syllabus is in Blackboard, your course schedule. Again, everything you need for this whole entire class is in your Blackboard shell. All your handouts, all your videos, all your work is in different spots over on that left-hand side of Blackboard. Course content is where your handouts will be in your weekly folders. The Zoom link is on there. You just click on the Zoom link to join the Zoom. Oh, I should have done that. So once you watch the videos, you'll go down to Math Lab student links and do your work. Pretty cut and dry. Once you've done it a couple of times, then it's real cut and dry. And the good thing about this class is nothing ever changes. There's no curveballs, right? Once you've done it, it's just doing it over and over, just new assignments. Okay, all right, any questions? All right, I am going to take roll before. All right, I got Keon, I got Maggie, I got Jason, I got Abigail. Is Mariah here? Mariah Gant?
I have a question.
I'm sorry?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Mine is showing up as my daughter's name instead of my name. I don't know how to change it. It's showing up
Okay.
as Justice McCauley, and it's my computer, and it's showing up as Justice McCauley instead of Tabitha McCauley.
Uh-oh, she got your computer.
Exactly.
That's fine. I saw that I had Macaulay, so
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
If you hover over your name over in the chat section and do more, oh no. Huh. I don't know. If anybody knows how to change that, go ahead and feel free to speak up. I have last name Gongor. Not here. So either say you're here in chat or unmute yourself. I have you, Tabitha. Faith Montgomery. Not here. Cole, I see you. Gabriella, got you in class. DeCavion, I see you. Paul Reeves, I think I saw you, didn't I? Is Paul Reeves here? And Clayton Washok. I do not see. Okay, so Bailey, is that your name or is it something else? And did you add this class between Monday and today? Yes, got it. And Bailey, that is Bailey Ledoux is your name? I got you.
That's right. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Okay, I got you down now. And so if nobody has any questions, then I will see you either in class or virtually at 11 o'clock on Friday.